So it is a vast difference going from makeup artist to insurance. And I will tell you, I had no interest in insurance. It was the most boring thing to me in the entire world. So my husband is the one who originally owned Kincaid Insurance Services, and he's had that business since the early 2000s. And in 2006, he went off on his own. He used to be, him and his dad used to own Motherlode Insurance in Shingle Springs, really well known. They're no longer there anymore because he's retired and everything. But they broke off and we opened up Kincaid Insurance Services. I was actually pregnant with my daughter. So that was a very, very interesting time. And that's kind of like all he ever did. He's done insurance forever. And he's from El Dorado County. People knew him, all the things. He went to high school there, all that stuff. He, in 2013, at the end of 2013, he was diagnosed with chronic lymphocytic leukemia. And by January it was like from January to October, he was gone. It was very quick.
Wow.
And, you know, he was the type of person that, you know, we're not sick. We don't go to the doctor. We don't do any of that kind of stuff, right? And he was self-employed, so he didn't have, you know, health insurance at the time. There was no Cover California and any of those programs available at the time. It was all just starting to happen. And so he just kept putting it off. So we don't know how long he had cancer for. It could have been a couple years because it was very quick once we got diagnosed. He got in health insurance and he was able to get care and everything. And he had the best care. We went to Stanford and it was, you know, really great. He had a bone marrow transplant. All of those things happened. It just didn't go well. You know, as soon as he had the bone marrow transplant, it just kind of like went downhill from there. So we never talked about what to do about the agency. We didn't even talk about him possibly dying. Like that was just not okay to talk about. That was like manifesting he's going to die, right? So we just like, if we don't talk about it, it won't happen, la, 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 right? Like, you know, which is not good advice ever. You know, I don't recommend that for anybody. Don't do that. You have to talk about the hard things. And that was a lesson learned for me too. But I didn't even know anything about insurance. But we had this thriving insurance agency and he had no employees. He was able to do everything on his own. He was one of those type of guys too, right? And I didn't even know passwords. I didn't even know contact names. I didn't even know what our coverage is. Like, I didn't know any of these. He
not
took care of all that.
licensed. You didn't have any of the information.
Yeah, no information whatsoever. So it was just like, I was scared. I was like, you know, something has happened. This is our bread and butter. Like we have to survive. We have to be able to put food on the table. I was a makeup artist, but I hadn't been working in 10 months at that point because I was taking him to Stanford. I was, you know, being his nurse. I was taking care of him. So something inside of me just went like that. And I was like, gosh, if he could do it, I could do it. Why not? And a week after he passed away, I went and I got my licensing. And I passed the test on the second try. The first try was a little rough. I was like, this is, you know, it was a little bit harder than I thought it was going to be. And I had some mental blocks and had some friends that really just helped me get through those mental blocks. And I passed it the second time and I just figured it out. God just kind of just laid everybody, I think, in my path. Like people were like, let me help you, let me help you, let me help you. And it just all kind of just started to work out. So.
And all of his clients were probably very gracious.
They were amazing. They are still my clients. A lot of them are still my clients to this very day.
That's awesome.
There were some that left, you know, like, oh, he passed away. I guess we have to find a new agent. They didn't even give me a chance or anything. But majority, I would probably say like 95% stuck with me. And there's, you know, a lot of them are still with me to this very day.
It's an incredible story, especially when you think about the fact that you were raising kids at the time and you know, now having to do that, you know, without the typical things that you would, you know, have the support and figuring out how to get a business. What was the for you, the sales, the building a relationship? I'm sure there's a lot of overlap to maybe things that you did during your past careers and involvement. Was that one of the things that maybe helped you kind of get going, was the ability to form relationships and connect with people in conversation and while you were trying to figure out the actual business side of running it?
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially as a makeup artist. I mean, you just sat with people doing their makeup for 30, 40 minutes and you just hey, get to know each other. It's kind of like hairdressers, right? They're doing their hair and you're just trying to pass the time away. And you just start talking about people and just listening to who they are, right? And spending time with them. And I just decided, like, when I was taking this book business over, I'm like, I got to know who my clients are. I got to know who these people are. So I called each and every one of them. They had no clue my husband was even sick. No clue. He didn't tell anybody anything. So they're like, what? That was like, it was like I had to like rip this Band-Aid off for each and every single one of them because
Oh my gosh.
he had a personal relationship with them too, right? And I just learned from my husband. I was like, this is how he treated his clients, right? I hate that he didn't tell them anything. I think he didn't want them to worry about him or anything like that. But he loved his clients and he treated them really well and treated them like humans and treated them like people. So I just took his playbook and called each and every one of them, told them what happened and said, like, I'm committed to doing this. I hope you stay with me. And I think that went a long way.
You had to relive it every single time.